And here we are. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Pretty good.
Yes,
Hell
sir.
yeah, let's go. It's the THF Extra Point. Week 8, the Ocho. Man, what a week. What a week.
What a mess.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, there wasn't any kind of like crazy upsets this week, were there?
Just the Cowboys and Rams game. I mean, I don't feel like it was an upset, but like it was a pretty big differential.
Are like how can we over? You guys aren't thinking about Kansas City getting upset by the.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I just saw that right there. Yeah.
Like, come on, that is the upset. We've got to lead off with that. What the hell happened to Kansas
Patrick
City
got the
this
sniffles and fell apart.
Bro, was that it? Like I heard that there were like he caught a cold. Like that's it.
He was being treated for the flu prior to the game.
But
Okay.
still, like that team was like night and day difference, bro. Like the Chiefs blew out the Broncos the first time, and now they just made them look dumb, bro.
Should I point out the obvious? Dabs, you can help me with this because you're a
What's up?
Swiftie. No, Ray, you're the Swiftie.
I'm the Swiftie.
No, you're both Swifties.
Yeah, I mean, I dabble in her music.
Anyway, she wasn't in the crowd this week, right?
No, statistically,
No.
he does worse. So
Is that have we discovered
The Taylor effect?
Kansas City's kryptonite is Sans Taylor Swift?
yeah,
It's possible.
What the
It's definitely possible.
Dude,
I mean,
if the
she had-
Broncos can win, it might be possible.
So I actually like that theory because you know what? She just dropped 1989 Taylor's version. So maybe she had to make sure that she was getting the attention this week versus her man
boo?
and his team.
Bro,
So,
he was in town last night for the Rangers Diamondbacks World Series Game 3.
he's catching a lot of shit for that too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was here. Apparently, he was launching some kind of barbecue thing. I don't know. I don't remember. It was some kind of barbecue thing product that he was launching that he's a spokesperson for or whatever. I don't know if it's I think my wife was telling me, was it something with Walmart? Yeah, it's like pulled pork, something or other product, like you know, one of those you heat it up trays and just heat it and eat it type trays of food. And it was anyway, that's what we kind of deduced that he was actually in town for, and then he went to the World Series while he was here. Or wait, no, because that was last night's game was in Arizona, so that would have been in Phoenix. Well, maybe it was in Phoenix. I don't know. Anyway, that's what a lot of people were saying. He just happened to be in the right place at the right time because of something or other. I don't know. Maybe not.
maybe.
We'll see. If somebody can fact check that for me, if you're watching this, let me know in the comments.
He definitely did not show up for the game, that's for sure.
Yeah. Do we, I mean, we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but that was one of my parlay. That was my parlay was a Kelsey anytime touchdown because I was scared that Tyreek injury was going to affect my original choice.
Yeah, on Thursday the talk was that Tyreek's been missing practice all week, but Friday in the presser he said, "Oh no, I'm playing this week." And Tyreek has a really big problem with New England. Like he doesn't like the Patriots at all. So he would probably risk life and limb just to make sure to get a touch. It was kind of it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Unfortunately, for the Patriots, he was locked in and definitely got the anytime touchdown. So, we'll go with our gut decision next time.
Yeah, right, for sure. Digital Navy says they showed during the game Kelsey is averaging 30 yards a game with her not at the games and 75 plus with her at the games.
Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. Is that ESPN covered it? Statistically, he does way better.
That's just ridiculous. It's got to be coincidence, though, right?
I don't know, man.
How did the Broncos win? I still don't understand it, and I watched the game. I still don't get it.
Russ was locked in, and everyone keeps forgetting the fact that Russ has a higher QBR than Patrick Mahomes this year. It's not Patrick's season, and obviously Russ is Russ, and he's still going to throw games away. But it was just they were just in the right place at the right time.
Let's not forget too that 2 seasons ago, Russell Wilson was still considered a very good quarterback. It was only his first year in Denver last year that all of a sudden, who is this guy? This guy sucks. And he started off the season, and everybody assumed that at the beginning of the season that he was going to get back on track. Denver was going to get back on track because they hired Sean Payton.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just taken this long for them to click, but Sean Payton has proven to be a very good coach in the NFL. So maybe they're starting to turn it around.
It's one of those things, man. Like when we lost to the Cardinals, just any given Sunday, one team that beats another can just beat them right back. It was crazy. I did not expect
especially
that.
in divisional games.
Yeah, and they play each other 10 times. The Chiefs are winning 7 of them.
Yeah.
At least.
Well,
right?
Statistically, the Chiefs are winning 9 of them.
Yeah, probably. that was the Denver's very first win against the Chiefs.
Patrick Mahomes.
It's like 2015.
In the Mahomes era.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't it 15?
It's also Patrick Mahomes' first divisional away game that he's lost. He's been perfect on the road, which is just mind-boggling because he's not a rookie anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got.
But I mean, right place, right time. You get the home field advantage. The weather was awful, and Mahomes. There probably is some merit in the fact that Mahomes was sick, and he just wasn't himself. But that's just the nature of the league right now.
Colorado is also already a horrible place to play because the altitude. There's a lot of factors that go into what makes Denver a tough place to play. And if you're sick on top of that, that probably just amplifies all of those terrible things for people that aren't used to playing there.
We should talk about the 49ers. 3 losses in a row now. I call it the Purdy curse. He wins all these games in a row, and then all of a sudden now he's losing all these games in a row. And to some, not even to what some people would say are that good of teams. And the Bengals win 31-17 over the 49ers, and Joe Burrow comes back on the best game that he could have against 49ers defense. And I don't want to speak too early, but I might be right about Brock Purdy. I might be right about him.
That bubble was going to pop eventually. He was the last. He was Mr. Irrelevant. He was the last quarterback selected in that draft. San Francisco put all their eggs in the Brock Purdy basket, trading off Trey Lance, shipping off Garoppolo. Like, they put all their eggs in that basket, and it looked for a long time like they made a great freaking decision. But as everything in the NFL happens, that bubble's going to pop eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Like, somebody that young, that inexperienced can't be that good. Not right away. He's got to build up to it. He's going to have some stumbling blocks. So if he is going to be an elite quarterback at some point, which he still could be, this is just a stumbling block. This is a setback. Or this is him coming back down to earth.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't write the Niners off yet. Just because they do have all those weapons. But to that point, we talked about this before where, any quarterback in Brock Purdy's position, is he a product of the system? Is he a product of all the weapons around him? Or is he, that supposed generational elite material of quarterback, where other teams that have quarterbacks with higher projections aren't getting that success, but they also don't have those weapons. So it's kind of it's a lot of hypotheticals, but what we do know is that the Niners do seem to be coming back down to earth, but I wouldn't write them off by any means. They're still, in my opinion, they're still NFC favorites.
I definitely wouldn't
losing
write them
3
off for
sucks.
sure.
But yeah, I agree.
It's like they've already lost 3 in a row. Now they're going on a bye week, and then they have the potential to lose again a 4th time because they get the Jaguars the week after that after a bye. If they lose 4 times in a row, do you think that there's a possibility that they bench Purdy or try other options if he loses that 5th game after that?
No, I don't think so.
They shipped
Not
off
at all.
all the other options.
Yeah, they really don't have many
That's
other
true.
options. But you have teams that are in such worse situations that aren't benching their quarterbacks. I don't see them benching Purdy.
They'll be fine.
Definitely.
But
They'll be
they'll figure it out.
Yeah, they might be regretting giving away Garoppolo and Trey Lance so easily because those guys were solid quarterbacks and they went really all in. Yeah, all the eggs in the basket. So
Here's
there's
the
not
thing,
really
though.
any backup options.
Here's what's so curious about all this to me is Trey Lance is still 3rd on the depth chart in Dallas, and Garoppolo, man, we're seeing those struggles. Did you guys see how many long, like big time misses he had last night
They
against
look
Detroit?
terrible. Like I think both Devontae Adams and I'm blanking right now, but Jacoby Myers, they both had like 1 reception each. And
Dude,
they both had
they-
At one
no
point,
favors in
Devontae
fantasy.
Adams was wide open running down the left side. There wasn't a defender within 10 yards of him. And that ball sailed 10 yards in front of the guy. And he went back to the bench, slammed his helmet down, and I can't read lips, but I know I can't say it on this show.
I saw
You know?
something on Instagram. I didn't look too far into it just because I was just scrolling by, but I did see some posts about Devontae Adams talking about getting a trade for somewhere else, which I don't think it's going to happen. But there was some plays where Devontae Adams was just dropping the ball, but the whole team was kind of struggling at points. But yeah, Garoppolo, he did not look very good last night at
Nobody
all.
looked good last night. This the type of game that I would have looked at on Underdog and be like, oh, these are all locks. This is going to be an offensive breakout game, and I would have been massively disappointed. So I'm glad I didn't bet anything. But yeah, the Raiders are not. They are not in a good spot, and that's coming from a Patriots. That's coming from a Patriots fan. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I don't
We'll
want to talk about
we'll get
underdog
to-
at all.
we'll get to sports gambling losing in a few minutes, but
Oh man. Bad
what
week.
we should be talking about something positive for once. Will Levis seems to be the second coming of Christ in Nashville.
Yeah.
Because he
I have
balled
seen
out.
the promised land.
He and DeAndre Hopkins looked like prime Brady and Moss. Like, it was unbelievable.
DeAndre Hopkins finally got his.
Will Levis threw more
Watson
touchdowns
2.0.
and he tied Ryan Tannehill for touchdowns the entire season in the first half yesterday. So we'll see how it goes over the next couple of games, but fantasy and depth charts are saying that Will Levis is probably going to start over Tannehill, and I don't see any reason why he shouldn't start over Tannehill. Like, what do you think, Dabs? Resident
I love it.
Houston Oilers fan over here.
I was a fan of Levis when they drafted him over Malik Willis, who they drafted the year before.
Do you think Will Levis is the guy to pick up right now, or do you think there's other options? Because, yeah, he had a great game. Do you think it's going to continue to be that way?
I do. I mean, I hope. Like, I put a waiver in for him, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think his passing ability that Tannehill didn't really have this year will open up the run game, which should help Henry. And that's their game plan, anyways, a run-heavy offense.
Yeah,
so.
they kept King Henry.
Speaking of King Henry, he didn't get traded.
He did
like,
not.
and it was actually even a couple days ago that the report started surfacing that he was probably not getting traded. That they told him it wasn't working out. Like, sorry, guy, you're staying here. Type
I
deal.
guess it's a good thing that they kept him now that they have
Yeah.
Will Levis going
Well, that's
off.
what the report I saw was that, they're reportedly very happy with Will Levis, and now they see a potential run here, and they're going to keep Henry to help that. So
Yeah, especially with how that division is going. If Will Levis brings it back, the Titans could clutch a playoff spot.
yeah,
If everything goes good. I don't
Yeah,
want
the
to speak
division's
too
still wide
soon
open.
because how their defense is. But Will Levis looked like he was him, and he was connecting with Hopkins. So
yeah, they'll have to win. Whoever in that division will have to win the division to make the playoffs. There won't be a wild card spot coming from that division.
yeah,
Nope.
Chewy Vuitton, thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. Sorry for not recognizing you as soon as you came in. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Anybody that popped in, thank you guys for being here. Welcome to the THF Extra Point podcast. We're
And
talking NFL Week 8.
on the topic of quarterbacks, rest in peace for Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
And his season,
Yeah.
and the
And his
Vikings
Achilles,
season
right?
Mm-hmm.
confirmed he's out
Another
for the season,
Achilles.
which I
Three
had
big
a
ones this
very
year.
very unfortunate fantasy weekend where I was in person with a bunch of the people in my league, and someone said, "Oh, hey, trade me Geno Smith. I need a quarterback really bad. You should trade me Geno. I'll hook you up." And we worked a trade, and then I traded off Geno. And guess who my backup was in this other 12
Kirko
man?
Chains.
Ooh.
My boy Kirk Cousins. And what's even more unfortunate is I actually turned down a trade to trade Kirk Cousins and Travis Kelce for Patrick Mahomes and Dallas Goedert. Essentially a tight end quarterback switch. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I'll stick with Kelce. It's a keeper league, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm quarterbackless. So I'm hoping my waivers go well.
Dobbs.
Yeah, now the Vikings have
Dobbs.
the Dobster himself, the bald man. He's ready to take over.
Mr.
But
Bald
they're not
Man.
starting him, though. They're not starting him. They have whoever Kirk's
rookie.
backup, is going to be starting. I don't know if they're going to change that. Maybe in a week or so they might put in the Dominator. But
Definitely.
it's
a week
interesting
or two goes by,
because
he'll be in.
I mean, Dobbs is in a really interesting position because he played for the Cardinals this year and the Titans last year, and he's always been in a position where his teams weren't the best. But now he has a top-tier O-line and some really good receiver options, especially when Justin Jefferson comes back.
Bro.
Is Dobbs the guy? Because he has been doing not so bad in the Cardinals offense. How is he going to look in the Vikings, dude?
A lot better. I mean, if Kirk Cousins, a lot of people get sidetracked by the stats that Kirk Cousins puts up. He puts up a lot of stats, and especially if you're looking at him from a fantasy perspective, he seems like a really damn good quarterback. But there's a reason this guy never wins in prime time. There's a reason this guy loses every time he gets in the playoffs. He's just really not that good.
There's a big debate
he's the
about
white Dak
this.
Prescott. I mean,
I think that's Josh Allen, but yeah.
Oh yeah, Josh Allen. You're right.
That's Josh Allen. You're right.
It's Josh Allen. You are
Every
right.
week we want to talk about the white Dak or Dak is it's like, damn.
Let's talk about Dak though while he's up in discussion. Dak had a really great game. He had a fantastic game.
Yep. Against a quality opponent.
The past 2 weeks, really, too. Dak.
Past 2 weeks have been quality opponents. No, these guys aren't lighting up the NFL, but they're good teams. They're good teams that the Dallas Cowboys are beating handedly. And the offense looked pretty damn good. It wasn't just the defense this week. But the defense once again played a huge part.
Now we're in the same position that we were before the 49ers game. He beat two teams that aren't necessarily the best. I'll give it to him for the stats he put up, but this Eagles game is going to really show how good the Cowboys are. I think if we win this, it might be even more important than the 49ers game just because of how they're playing now. Plus, everyone's ranking Eagles as number one out of every team for everything. So if we beat them, that's got to be a good thing. I'm looking
the Eagles
forward
have the
to
record.
The Eagles
have the record. They have 7-1.
Eagles have a ridiculous. They have a bad pass defense though. So if
They just
Dak
bolstered
is the
it.
quarterback he should. Well, they have Kevin Byard now, but still, it's not that great of a pass defense, all things considered. So Dak has the opportunity to shine. We'll see how it goes.
CeeDee Lamb went ape shit last week. Let's see if he does it again.
It's possible. It is totally possible.
We
Steamroll
finally
me.
see his ceiling, bro. We finally see
Blowout of the
that
week.
big ceiling that CeeDee Lamb should have. And when Dak plays good, you see it in CeeDee Lamb. He finally got those targets. He finally got those touchdowns.
If you were in the Dallas game, you might have missed this because they were talking about it. But the games where CeeDee Lamb has great stats, Dallas wins. Like the games that the opposing defense takes him out of the game, or Dak just can't seem to hit him right, whatever the case may be, when that happens, they lose. Like CeeDee Lamb is the guy in Dallas. Like if anybody was ever wondering if he was going to be the guy, he's definitely the guy.
Do you think that the Cowboys are going to miss Trayvon Diggs this week going against Devonta Smith and AJ Brown, and then you sneak Julio in there too?
I mean, definitely. I think they've missed him ever since he's been out. I mean, he's just he was easily the best person in that secondary. So yeah, they're definitely going to get tested. The second, I mean, Gilmore and Brandt gotta figure this out, because this is a week where they're going to get tested big time.
Yeah, be a good game.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one.
It's probably, I mean, we'd have to look at pick'ems.
Yeah, let's talk pick'ems.
Which I can bring them. Yeah, let's bring them up.
I sent my pick'ems already for this coming week.
Yeah, you did. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. If you guys want to get in pick'ems and play against us, all you got to do is be a Twitch sub on my channel, and you can play along. This is last week's pick'ems. This is our week 8. Real quick, I gotta shout out my lobster because she took it home on the tiebreaker, by the way, because and if it hadn't been for that missed field goal at the end of the Detroit game, I was taking pick'ems this week.
I just want to say everyone that took Carolina has huge dongers, bro. Like they seriously are just betting on them to get their first win of the season, and they got it. So congrats to them.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from Arrow Dark, Q Swin, Superhero Gamers. He's from the UK. He doesn't watch football, so that was a lucky guess for him. But did Q Swin and Arrow Dark have a like this foresight that Carolina was going to get their first win? Like, how do you pick Carolina in this game? I guess if there was a game to pick them, though, it would be Houston, a team that's kind of up and down. But damn, and Dabs,
screw me out of $100 freaking on Underdog.
What do you have against Dallas, bro?
I don't know.
The lone Rams pick.
Oh shit, I wasn't I?
Yeah,
that's what you get.
I love picking against Dallas, but this was one of those games where it's like, they're gonna beat the Rams. The Rams aren't that good. They're
Even
okay,
the Rams
but they're not
Super
that
Bowl
good.
season, I think they lost to Dallas.
One person picked Denver, and that was Psycho Nana. She got the Denver pick against Kansas City. I'm interested. Might as well bring her on the podcast and talk about the big brain she must have to choose that, because holy crap, no one. That's like a 1% of the population would pick Denver.
That was a big brain pick for sure. For sure.
So
I think there was everybody picked Baltimore. Got that one right. Most people picked Philly.
I'm surprised so many of us picked Cincinnati, honestly.
You know, that's funny about that too, because look, I mean, once again, Cincinnati seemed to be it was split 50-50, wasn't it? No, more people.
It's more people Cincinnati.
More people Cincinnati.
I thought I would be one of the only ones, to be honest. I didn't expect everyone to pick Cincy.
But that's another one where the community went one way, the podcast went another, because all 4 of us picked Cincinnati and most of the community picked San Francisco, and we win on that one.
Hey, I was the only one who picked Tennessee out of us. So what do you guys got about over here? What do you guys got?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a coin flip game, bro. I mean,
I think Will
congrats for
Levis
winning,
didn't go in
but-
there, they would have lost. If it weren't for Will Levis, I think they would have lost the game, to be
I
honest.
think that's a pretty fair assumption.
No, that was good. I'm definitely going to think twice about picking against Tennessee going forward. Let me tell you that.
Well, now it makes it even harder because now you don't know what's gonna like. Will
Yeah,
Levis.
you have no idea. Is it just a fluke game, or is he the next Tennessee starter?
Right.
So,
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
One last thing I want to point out here on the pick'ems is that this was a great week for a lot of people, and everybody got over half of them right. So everybody got 50% plus. You know, we're not betting against the spread, so it shouldn't be that hard anyway. But I did make up some ground on Genevieve. I'm only one back now.
0.8.
I'm only one back. Watch out. I'm coming
getting
for you,
close.
bro.
Good
All
luck.
right. Next week, we've got this for a lineup. Is everybody skipping Thursday night football except for Dabs, or y'all gonna watch that game?
I'll watch the game. I want to see if Will Levis balls out against a somewhat competent defense.
I just have to mess with Dabs because he likes to pick against the Cowboys. So,
Who did the Cowboys play? Oh yeah, I picked Philly this week.
oh yeah. There's gonna be I won't hold it against
That is a
anybody that
coin
picks
toss.
Philly this week because look, it's a 5-2 team going against a 7-1 team. Philly's at home. I don't blame anybody.
And they
that's
have the
gonna pick
refs in their back pocket.
Philly.
That helps too.
Ooh.
And the
So
tush push.
Philly, Kansas City.
Philly and Kansas City, they're the refs' favorites lately.
I think I'm taking Cowboys on this one. Like when they went against that Jets D, they got crammed. Dallas's D is just better than Jets D. I think it's going to be the same story. I'm not underestimating them. Eagles are really good, but I think it'll be a close game. I think Cowboys win by a touchdown.
Oh, I love that pick. I love it.
Not giving away my other picks though.
I'm pulling up the spread right now.
Now, last year, Cowboys and Eagles split, right? 1-1. So that's again, they're at home. They're at
Man,
home.
if this should be a Sunday night game, the Eagles and Cowboys, that would be crazy. I don't think it is.
No, it's a
an
3:00
afternoon
game. 3
Yeah.
o'clock game. Yeah, a lot of Lobster said that it should be the primetime game too.
Still
but
a decent Sunday night game. We get the playoffs rematch, Bills and Bengals, so that'll be pretty good.
that's going to be another one that's really hard to pick this week. From a good team perspective, like flip that and you got Giants versus Raiders, and it's like, which team is going to suck worse?
I
Yeah,
spent more
literally.
time picking the Giants. Like who do I think Giants versus Raiders? Who's gonna win that?
I'm never picking the Raiders
those
again. I'm never picking them again to win anything, and that's
Honest
coming
to
from
God.
someone that hates the Giants, betting on the Giants. I'm starting to hate the Raiders worse right now.
See, here she comes in. This is Homer talk right here. I don't support this.
Okay, yeah, that's based, but
Boo.
Yeah, though it's good. It's good. What else is up there interesting this week? You don't have to give away your picks if you don't want to.
let's
but-
talk about
Oh,
let's talk about Miami and Kansas City
I got
overseas game. What are we thinking of that one?
Miami.
Oh,
I'm
is that one?
thinking
Is that the Germany
Miami
game?
too.
Yeah.
I'm
Munich,
taking
right?
Miami. I'm all over Miami on this one.
Yeah, I took Miami.
I think Tua balls out against the Chiefs.
Coming off that upset.
Like he
I
was
don't know.
supposed to ball out against Philadelphia, so I see him balling out against the Chiefs. And it's just another Tyreek revenge game.
Does Swift show up for this one?
Taylor?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Probably.
Man, this one's a really tough one too because look, we thought Miami was going to ball out against Philly.
Refs ruined it.
And yeah, I mean, say what you want about that, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough when matchups like this come, and you know, Kansas City's got everybody's number.
What's
So it's so
interesting,
hard to root against them.
they just lost to the Broncos, who Miami blew out like by 70 points. It's going to be interesting watching this game.
God,
Yeah,
that
but
feels
was that
like
because
so
of
many
how
weeks ago.
good the Dolphins are, or is that because of how bad the Broncos defense was?
I think it's hard to say right now. I don't think you can really say because Miami has looked really great. They did lose to the Eagles, but the Chiefs also have looked pretty bad last week. And so I don't know. But I think I'm feeling more confident just about Miami because I feel like they're going to be so high scoring. And
I agree
Kansas
with
City's defense isn't the best in the air. So I don't know.
No, I agree with you. I agree that Miami's going to take it. I have another game to ask when you were done with this one.
Yeah, go ahead, shoot.
What about the Seattle and Baltimore game?
Another one.
Seattle balls out.
I think I'm
Seattle
taking
wins.
Baltimore.
Yeah, that
Because
one's
like
tough.
Seattle's a low. They're like what? Aren't they like number 2 or 3 seed in the NFC right now?
Yeah, they're atop of the West right now because of the Niners loss.
I feel like both of
Yeah,
those
so
teams are teams when they're playing a lot of their games. I'm looking at them on the pick'ems, and I'm like, yeah, they should probably win this one. And then when they don't, I'm not that surprised. You know, it's like they're borderline good. It's like they're pretty good, but they're also not good enough to win every game that they should win. Or and now they're playing each other, so it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
I'll
which
tell
one to
you what,
pick now.
I'm all over this game because they're road dogs and 83% of the public money right now is on Baltimore.
Really?
The Ravens are favored -6. And you know me, I like my road dog bets below 4. I like 3.5, but the Seahawks are at least covering this, but I think they win outright. Like I don't know why. I don't know why it's so skewed right now. Like it's because Baltimore had a good game
Yeah, it's
this
because
last
they've been
week,
playing well.
but Seattle, Geno is locked in. DK Metcalf appears to be healthy. Tyler Lockett is still he's still crazy. Like it's a no brainer to me. This is
and the emergence of Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
another one.
definitely think
Yeah.
Seattle could definitely win. My main reason of picking the Ravens is, like you were saying, just because how they've been playing. Like Lamar Jackson has looked really great, and he's been connecting well, and he's been running the ball, kind of balancing in between passing and running. And Seattle's great, don't get me wrong, and they clutched that win out last week. So I definitely think they're a good team, but I feel like it's going to be more of a close game than anything, and it's going to force Lamar to play from behind potentially. Like if you're saying is right, if you think it's going to be a blowout for Seattle. So
I think that's a good game that a lot of offense is going to happen. It has the potential to have a pretty high score.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means, but I definitely foresee it being a good game, and I'm at the very least taking the Seahawks covering.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty good one to take for sure.
Yeah, I pick Seattle.
What about our Houston Tampa Bay matchup there?
For a while, I was feeling pretty high about Houston, and I still feel more better about them, but I feel like their defense is what's really shining right now, and the offense isn't clicking very well. So I'm more so leaning the other team. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm taking Tampa. I'm taking Tampa in this. Like they were Chris Godwin turning his head, and a refs actually making a call away from tying the game against the Bills right there and taking it to overtime. And they didn't. So I as long as Baker's questionable right now, if he gets back to normal and practices this week, and actually plays, I think they're taking I think Tampa Bay needs a win. They've been pretty down right now. I see them kind of using this as a pickup, as a get back game.
Yeah, I pick Houston. I think they're gonna squeak it out.
That defense is something, man. I do believe in the Texans' defense for sure.
Either way, I think that one's a tough one. Tough one.
I'm not going anywhere near it bet wise, but
yeah, I don't know what to think about the Washington New England game either. That's another one that I think is going to be tough.
Washington's
right
defense just got worse. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. They just sold. They were sellers.
Chase Young and Montez Sweat.
I mean, it's not a surprise that they're sellers. Look at the division they're in. That they really they already lost twice to Philadelphia. They still haven't. I don't think they haven't played Dallas yet at all. I don't know if they played New York or not, but doesn't matter. You know, they were right to be sellers, if you ask me. So, but
yeah. It's going to be an interesting week because if Dallas wins this game, it's going to be huge for Dallas. I feel like if Miami wins this game, it should be huge for Miami beating the Chiefs. So we got two really good games at least. And also, you know, the Sunday night game is going to be great too between Buffalo and Cincy. If Buffalo plays well, at least it'll be a really good game. And it'll also show if Joe Burrow is actually for real coming back or if he just had a good game last week. So
that'd be two good games in a row. So
yeah,
I'm leaning into that he's back. You know, like I think they've got their legs underneath them. Whatever reason, they always start slow, but you know, now we're here in week 9, and that's behind us. I think I have no reason to think that Cincinnati's not back in one of the top teams in the AFC, just like we thought that they were at the beginning preseason.
Now, here's a really interesting take, though. Do you guys think that the Broncos are on the come up? And I know it's really early, but with that win and Russell Wilson playing the way that he's playing, is there any small potential chance that the Broncos win a couple really needed games this coming week and the next couple weeks?
They could be like last year's Bears and like turn it up.
All of a sudden, they just flip the script and start playing good. Because like Jason was saying earlier, Russell Wilson just a couple years ago was him, and now he hasn't been playing it. But he still was that guy before. He still was a really great quarterback. He still has it in him.
I'm a Russell Wilson fan, so I think last year was an anomaly for him, and this year has been acclimating to the new coach and the new system, you know, everything. And Sean Payton, I'm a big Sean Payton fan. He started his claim to fame pre-Saints was offensive coordinator for Dallas, and I always wanted him back as a head coach. So I like the combo of those two guys together, and I'm surprised it took them this long to start clicking. So I don't know that they make the playoffs, but I think they're going to turn some heads, and I think they're going to be hard to bet against a lot of teams on their schedule for the rest of the season.
Well, upcoming they have the Bills and the Vikings and the Browns. Their next 3 games. If they can beat the Bills, that would be pretty good for them. It would be a lot more justifying how the team feels, because.
But I could see them going up to Cleveland or hosting Cleveland and winning either way. I could see them, especially that next game after that, winning. You know, definitely.
Cleveland doesn't have a quarterback, so.
Yeah, but arguably the backup does better. Well, I guess he got hurt too, right?
PJ Walker, I don't know if he got hurt or not.
Oh no, sorry, that was New York. Tyrod Taylor got hurt.
No, PJ Walker didn't get hurt.
Yeah,
Deshaun Watson may be the biggest trade bust in NFL history.
Doesn't even seem like he wants to play, really.
Robbing the Browns.
Oh, listen, what was his name? Brady Quinn referred to Deshaun Watson as a trust fund kid. He's like, it's all guaranteed, so why would he need to? Why need to play?
Broncos sold their the Browns sold their soul out.
Honestly,
I can't believe they did that, bro.
And it's a PR nightmare. They're out $240 million. And what incentive does this guy have to do shit?
Didn't he come in one play and just throw a pick or something like that and then just get out?
It was
What the
so
hell,
bad.
bro?
I see the Browns game every week because it's a local channel.
They got catfish.
Dude,
No
it was
happy endings in
bad.
Cleveland, that's for sure.
Oh my
Look,
gosh.
To be fair, though, this isn't
be
all on
fair.
Deshaun Watson. To be fair, this isn't all on Deshaun Watson, though. Cleveland needs to look back at their entire front office, their entire coaching staff, and no matter how long they've been here, and they need to say, if you've ever had a positive opinion about any quarterback we've had in the last 30 years, you're fired. Because look at the list of Cleveland quarterbacks.
They should have kept
It's
Baker
a mile
Mayfield
long,
They
low-key,
should
bro.
have kept Baker Mayfield.
I mean, Baker. Yeah, I'm a Baker guy. I've
am
always
I.
been a Baker
He's
guy.
a team player.
He got
Baker
screwed
was
over by
terrible there
coaching.
too, though.
He started out great.
He was
took a
the
playoff
coaching though.
win.
He took the
Yeah, took him to the playoffs.
Stefanski's an idiot. Like they should have. They never should have done to Baker what they did to Baker.
They
No.
have no clue what they're doing with the quarterbacks in Cleveland, is my point.
No, they don't.
Because their
They
owner, Jimmy Haslam, has his fingers dipped everywhere.
Also, they just traded my boy from last year that I really like, Donovan Peoples-Jones. He wasn't getting much work, but he just got traded to the Lions, so he's on the Lions now.
Yeah.
So I hope he gets what he deserves because he's really freaking good, but
Oh,
Deshaun Watson
Peoples-Jones
never
is good.
targeted him. So, especially for fantasy, last year he was a consistent 10 to 15 points every single week. For deep leagues, that's insane because he was only like 10% rostered.
Yeah,
But,
Peoples-Jones is good. He's low key, very good. But no, Deshaun Watson won't throw to him unless they're on the defense. Then he'll throw to them.
Yeah. He'll get some work on the Lions, hopefully, but they have a lot of wide receiver targets, so I don't know. They got a lot of people there. I'm surprised that they even got him as a steal.
Arizona's on a bye this week, aren't they?
No, they play Cleveland.
No,
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you got to tell me who you picking there.
I'm still picking Cleveland.
I'm still taking Cleveland. I think their defense holds up.
Yeah, 2 words. Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dominator's gone, so I picked Cleve. Dominator makes Arizona.
And then, yeah, so that one should be obvious, right? Now, flip the script. Minnesota, Atlanta. Oh, wait, no, he's not going to start this week. That's right.
Allegedly.
I still think Minnesota will win.
Yeah,
Really?
I picked
Even
Minnesota.
with the second string guy.
I think Desmond Ridder sucks.
Yeah. I mean, Bijan
That's kinda done.
and Drake London are doing, and Kyle Pitts, and nobody on that team ever gets used, and it's a mess.
Oh my God! Here we go.
You can-
Hang on, we got some great fact checking going on in the chat right now. Let me bring this up. By the way, the best quarterback in Browns history and the only one to ever make it to Hall of Fame, Otto Graham.
Yes.
He played 1946 to 1955.
Damn,
Yes, that's
you
pre-
got your ass, bro.
It is pre-NFL area. Or not pre-NFL. It's like the pre-Super Bowl era. It was like the AFL.
Oh, jeez.
championships.
That's when I was born. Okay, all right. Yeah. Look,
Owned by the
kid.
Duck Pond.
we got to talk. Hey, we'll talk fantasy in a minute here. You'll get roasted right back.
Yeah, he's gonna get side of potatoes for Q's win this week.
Yeah, let's go.
At least he got some trades.
Also, Q, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate it. It goes a long way.
Oh yeah, you started streaming on Twitch. Wait,
Yeah,
did you?
everybody here is on Twitch. Januvial, Firestorm,
Yeah.
Dabs,
Awesome.
myself. We're all on Twitch right now. It's all being broadcast to Twitch and Facebook, the THF Hub channel.
Yeah.
Do we want to go ahead and let's just go ahead and bring it up?
Do you want to do our parlays real quick?
No.
Yeah, we'll do parlays towards
No.
the end there. So interesting week in the THF FFL. A very unlikely blowout of the week because I have been in the cellar lately, and somehow I absolutely dominated Ray. So thank you, Ray.
Somehow, you mean CD how? That's how.
CD how? CD? This guy?
Yeah,
This
that
guy?
guy.
Oh, CD.
Yeah, no, not a great week, but I'm
He changed his
still
dreads too, by the way. He didn't have
still
those
working
dreads
on it.
this Sunday.
Still working on my playoff run. We're gonna get there.
Hey, you're 4-4, so you're not that far off.
I have a pretty easy matchup this week, so
He's now TD Lamb, by the way.
Wait, don't you play me, Ray?
I don't know. Do I? Yeah, I do.
I
You
think
got to
do.
fill some slots, buddy. You're
Dude,
empty right now.
I'm really waiting on waivers for tomorrow.
Me too.
I got a lot of
Waivers
eggs.
are
I got a
so
lot of
important.
eggs in the Will Levis basket.
Yeah.
So, and I
let's
need
see.
tight end too. I got to
Just
waiver.
letting you know, I wavered him too. So, and I didn't check. I didn't check the waiver priorities, but
He's above you.
there's
bud.
a couple people.
Gabs, you had a pretty good week as well. Cream Pie compilation with 175 points. Not too bad. 2 in the paint, taking out bolt action. The yawner of the week was Philly Special versus Lame Duck. Lame Duck came up true to his name. Lame Duck, 76 points. And gets renamed. It's the Temu Flanders now, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, like Timu Flanders.
Temu Flam. Is it Temu or Temu? I don't know.
It's Timu.
That's rough.
It's the new Wish. That's all I know.
Timu.
It's the new
it's
Wish.
a scam. Don't use it.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
used it. I've used it.
China.
That's some great stuff.
You got some great stuff
Yeah,
from
they're
China.
selling
like
your
18 bucks.
selling your information.
Yeah, shit. They
Hell,
already
I'm on
got it.
TikTok. They already got my information.
Yeah, they already got that stuff.
Very true.
All of it.
Cup holder and Cheesehead had a knockdown drag out fight. Only 5 points separating those two guys. And then we got the Jeffersons taking out Propane.
Some BS, bruh. My kicker failed me. Fairborn only got me 1 point. And Pollard, out of that whole Cowboys game, didn't get 1 touchdown, no work. So,
Yeah,
it's kind of
what
a
happened to
scam.
Tony Pollard? Honest to God.
How did he not get work this week? The Cowboys offense was cooking.
I'll tell you why he's dog shit this season. It's because I drafted him first round in one of my leagues. He was one of my first picks. So that is why he's doing terrible.
I blame you.
But I don't understand because like he was blowing doors in the running game, and he handily replaced Zeke. And don't get me wrong, Zeke's not doing great with the Patriots, but he's doing okay. But what happened? What happened to Tony Pollard?
Yeah, it's really weird.
Does he already spoil milk in the running game, like as a running back? Like I
don't know.
The shelf life is so short on these running backs. I wouldn't be surprised, but like, what the heck?
Dowdle's filling the Zeke role, and he's doing it pretty well. But he's not taking. I don't think he's taking reps away from Pollard. I think it's Dak checking out of a lot of Pollard runs. And how often that the Cowboys really like to play action, and they've played a lot of people that the wide receivers have been able to get open against, and so they don't need to check down to Pollard.
Yeah, but even in games where they don't, Pollard doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's what it's just not
so
there.
Like obviously against the Rams, it was the TD Lamb show. But the Rams let up some of the most yards in the league in the air. But other teams like Arizona and who else have you guys played? A couple other teams that don't really stop anything on the ground either. Like you can run it down their throats, and he's just not doing anything. It's rough. It's rough.
It's this new offensive scheme that McCarthy is running. The Tex Coast offense, or whatever you want to call it. No
more Kellen Moore there.
It's not friendly for Pollard. It's really not, and that's bad for anybody fantasy wise. That's bad for anybody that drafted him. For Pollard, it's great, honestly, because he might not be hitting any bonuses, but the man's getting paid anyway, and this is going to extend his career because he's not getting his ass beat
right
every freaking game like Zeke did, So this could be good for Pollard, actually. He's productive when he has to be productive, but he's not the guy that's running up the score all by himself like Zeke used to do sometimes.
Yeah.
So could be good for him for his real life career. Not good for fantasy owners of Pollard.
Nope. Mm-mm. No, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
not for fantasy. Not good for fantasy. They haven't been giving him any touchdowns whatsoever. Not anything.
None of the running backs really have scored a lot of touchdowns. And you gotta remember too, it's not just Pollard and Zeke now. They got the third guy too that was all the rage, the little guy that's like fastest.
Yeah,
All get out.
Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deuce Vaughn. And he's in the mix too. They're all three contributing. I mean, it's truly a running back by committee situation with the three in Dallas.
Yeah, Rico Dowdle almost outscored Pollard, bro. I think Pollard had like 10 or 12 points or something, and Rico had like almost 7. I was like, bro, come on, bro. This is Pollard we're talking about here, bro.
And look, the fact remains, unfortunately, what I always thought is that Pollard was that end around guy. He was that guy. He was never that up the gut type of running back, although we have seen him succeed in some of those situations. He's not that heavy physical back, and Dowdle kind of is. So in any cases that you're in that situation, you're putting Dowdle in instead of Pollard. So there could start to be some carries grifting over to the other guy as the season goes on.
Just hard to recommend anyone to start any running back from Dallas right now.
Yeah, so I mean, I think you're still starting Pollard, though. I think he's still got the potential. And when you look
Pollard's
across
still
the
an
league,
RB2. He's an RB2.
Yeah,
he has a high ceiling, but it's just so nerve-wracking playing him every week.
He's like him and Dameon Pierce are kind of in the same boat, but for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, don't get me started on Dameon Pierce.
Yeah, he had like this high ceiling, like hype coming into him in the preseason, and now C.J. Stroud's throwing the ball 40 times a game, and they're not handing the ball off to Dameon Pierce at all.
I know
it comes with that high expectation. Now it's very low realization kind of thing.
I knew we're kind of trying to keep this episode to a minimum tonight, just because we got a lot of stuff going on. IRL World Series is going on next to me too. So let's skip on over to the what happened to Ray there? There he is. Wait, wrong one. There's
back.
There we go.
Close the tab by accident.
It's all good. Happens. So we did not have a very good week in our primetime parlay this week.
Yeah. 2 of us hit, 2 of us missed.
2 and 2. That's my first miss of the season, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to throw that out there. Although I wouldn't take advice from me, because I put 22 bets on underdog this week, and I missed every single one of them.
Yep.
Yeah, it was not a good week for underdog either.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the only good game we could have bet on that would have been for sure this week was the Washington Eagles game. That would have been the only chance for underdog. So, yeah, it was really tough. I did not expect the Texans and Panthers game to go out like that. And
that was
every single person hit under except for Thielen on everything.
Yeah, it was insane.
And then it was almost the same way with the Chargers and Chicago game, because every single Chicago person, same thing, all hit under, and it just sucks. But that's why it's gambling,
It's just gambling. It's a reminder. Gamble responsibly.
Yep.
Never gamble on money you can't afford to lose. And this show is not gambling advice.
If you do, use code Janu on Underdog Fantasy.
So this was our fifth parlay we placed at $10 on the season. Actually, that's our 6th, isn't it?
I think so.
No,
yeah.
yeah. we've hit twice. So total we've wagered $50. We are just over $300 in winnings. However, we're down to 2 and 3 now. On the year.
So that was our 5th, not 6th.
Is this our 6th? I should be keeping track better.
I think you're right, though. I think it's 5th.
Because we're in week 8, right?
Yeah. This was week 8.
And
we started in the 3rd week.
We wagered in week 3.
Yeah.
So,
and that was our big win.
This
floating the season.
This week, what we bet will be our 6th. And for the second time this season, we're back below 500. We're at 2 and 3, hoping to get back up. All of us have missed a bet at least once this so far. For Wakko had a pretty good streak going.
Womp womp.
If we had trusted our gut and kept the
Rangers another homer.
Nice. Yeah, thank you, Marcus Semien, for only getting a single last night when I needed him to get literally over a single. And now he's popping off all night today, but whatever. So in terms of that, in terms of our parlay we placed last week, we hit the Jordan Addison anytime touchdown, and we hit the Josh Downs over 50 receiving. I actually switched my bet to that. Lucky I did, because Stephon Diggs did not go over by any means, which he hasn't in like 3 weeks now. Unfortunately, the under for the Falcons-Titans game was blown to bits by Will Levis and D-Hop going Brady and Moss on our bets.
For me, that's a good problem.
Who was that? Who was that one?
That was Dabs.
That was mine, yeah.
That was yours.
I did not see Will Levis coming in. I was expecting the Tannehill show of disappointment.
At
least you got something to look forward to.
By your own team.
I did.
And then unfortunately the Travis Kelce touchdown missed because they really didn't do much. I guess we have to, if we're betting the Chiefs games, you got to check to see if Taylor's going to be in the building or not.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that's not a bet in DraftKings.
Yeah, right. Be. Is she going to be at the game? I just want to put it out there. I had Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And I felt really great about it. And then him missing those, I got the message.
We were worried.
Hey,
we got cold feet.
You want to go with this one?
We got cold feet earlier in the week. We're like, do we? Because the problem is, I was originally betting on the Thursday game, which I'm gonna try to not do that anymore, because it always runs into a mess when we're doing player props. Unless we're doing
my bet this week is a Thursday.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that I tend to do it a lot, and it never fails. That's like I'm betting the Thursday game, and then someone's betting the Sunday night or the Monday game, which again that's all part of it's fine. But like Thursday, I always run into, oh gosh, I gotta place this bet. So I'm going to avoid the Thursday game this time. But my point being, earlier in the week before the before the weekend started, Tyreek Hill was questionable. He had missed some practices. Tua was letting it out of the bag, and there was speculation that he wasn't even going to play. He did end up playing. So Tuesday we had Wakko.
Not only did he end up playing,
he popped off.
He got a touchdown like in the first 5 minutes of the game.
I think he scored 2 touchdowns.
And I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, it's okay. I got Kelce. It's okay. Kelce was my backup. We're good.
Yeah. So in the future, well, hindsight's 2020, but in the future we're gonna trust our gut. And luckily on DraftKings, if I miss a bet, I get a bonus bet out of it. So in the meantime, $10 to place a 4-leg parlay for the Primetime Parlay. Dabs, do you want to go first?
Yeah, it's a little risky. I'm going to take the over on Thursday night's game. Jalen Warren.
36.5. Oh.
Jalen Warren over 23.5 rushing yards.
Jalen Warren. Yeah, I like that. the Najee Harris has kind of been non-existent.
But Tennessee's rush defense is pretty good. So, but I think if you look at their yards per carry, Jaylen Warren is like 0.1 behind Najee so far this year. So Jaylen Warren has the higher upside. If they were to break one off, it's going to be him. If they break it off, so
I like it.
It is not a sure thing, but it's a good one.
Janu, what do you got?
If you're going to play risky, Debs, I'm going to play risky too. I'm going to bet on the same game. I'm going to take Will Levis over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Okay.
I also like that because if he and D-Hop have any of the if he and D-Hop have any of the success that they had, then
should be a big payout.
We're at a 2-leg parlay. We're already at a payout of $52. So
there we go.
Fingers crossed. Wakko, what do you got?
My guy, he's been on fire. I think for the Cowboys to beat Philly, CeeDee Lamb has to be the guy once again. I'm counting on him to be the guy. I wanted to take the Cowboys straight up to beat Philly, but I knew you guys would not like that. So I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown.
I would take the Cowboys over the Eagles before
I've lost two parlays to CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown, but we will run it.
You're not me.
We're going to run it. We're going to run it. We're going to see. Hey, bigger the risk, bigger the reward.
Unfortunately, I do not have player props available yet, but they should be available Thursday for that game. Right. And then for myself, I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks getting the points. It's +6 right now. I might take the alternate and do +5. I have them covering at the very least, but I see them winning this all outright. I think people are way too high on the Ravens, and the Seahawks are trending upwards. The Ravens had one good game, but otherwise they've been kind of mid. This should be a good game to look at. I generally try to stay away from point spreads, but this one just kind of seems like a lock to me. But for the past 3 weeks, I've had so many locks that seem like locks that aren't. So I could be wrong.
And that's why gambling is a risk.
You're so right.
Yep. It's almost like they just rig it because it's an entertainment business and not a sport, technically. Right?
So true.
That's why I do the spread.
Okay.
Don't gamble money you can't afford to lose.
So our primetime parlay. For those of you following along at home, please do not take our show as betting advice because we are very bad at it. We're gonna on the Thursday games, we're gonna take Jaylen Warren over 23.5 rushing yards. We're going to take Will Levis over 1.5 passing touchdowns. On Sunday, we're going to take the Seattle Seahawks getting 6 points. And we're going to take CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown.
TD Lamb.
TD Lamb, so true. So let's hope he keeps up the name. If anyone is feeling frisky, there is a same game parlay option with this bet slip. If you were to bet the Thursday night bets at $10, you could get your same game parlay. If both of those hit, you get $52 just from that. So that doesn't include the total for the whole parlay. Like I said, unfortunately, the CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdown prop is not available yet. It should be available on Thursday. So keep an eye out on the Discord for the graphic. It'll have our bet slip with our $10 wager and our odds and our potential winnings. And fingers crossed, I'm feeling it, boys. We are due. We are long overdue to get back into the mix.
I like Janu's faith in the Titans. That's what I like to see.
Yes, sir. I don't know what it is about Will Levis, but for some reason, I just want to believe in him.
When they drafted Malik Willis the year prior, I was not as excited. No. And they said Will Levis this year. I was like, this is
because it's not just a subtle flip, like it's a whole flip based on what they had before. Like Will Levis threw 4 touchdowns, 4 pass touchdowns, bro. That's insane. The Titans are a bad team. What the hell? What's happening?
Right.
They're not
Bro,
a bad
Jadu over
passing
here
team.
cheating on CJ Stroud now.
I'm not cheating on him. I still love CJ Stroud, but not saying I'm going to start him. I'm not saying I'm going to go start him now.
Oh man, that's the way football go, though, man. That's the way football go. The next
Hey, you know who I do believe in, though?
up.
You know who I do believe in? The Dominator. The Dominator himself is going to destroy the game. He's going to go in there and throw pass touchdowns left and right.
Look, if this guy's any good at all, you'll know when Justin Jefferson comes back and he's got Addison to throw to.
He's got all the weapons he could possibly need. Addison and Justin Jefferson. That's
And
nuts,
Hawkinson,
bro. Yeah,
Madison,
and Hawkinson
and Cam Akers is thrown in there.
Bro,
oh my God.
Minnesota.
Dream.
If this guy's actually good,
dude,
Minnesota Detroit might need to worry.
Joe Burrow has Jamar Chase, and they asked him, would you rather throw to Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson? He's like, I plead the fifth. I was like, bro, that's your own guy. He's a stud. And so
they drafted him specifically for Joe.
Yeah. So that's all I got to say, bro. It's Dominator season and Addison season. It'll be interesting to see
a bunch of bald caps in the Vikings stadium.
He needs a visor, and he needs to keep his helmet on the whole game, and he'll look cool. But as soon as he takes it off,
he looks like an alien, man. This kid does not look right.
What's crazy though is that he still looks better bald because his hairline goes all the way back here when he doesn't shave it off. So that's why he goes bald.
Dabs knows a little something about that, right?
His parents always look disappointed in him. No, dude, Dominator's hairline is insane, bro. It's insane. But yeah, he is an odd-looking dude.
We got Monday Night Football Squares too. Congratulations to I think it was Gwinky that won 1,000 V-Bucks, and then also Psycho Nana won 1,000 V-Bucks. We had a pretty good little number of people that showed up on the squares this week. We got Jets and Chargers this Monday night. I'm gonna keep the same deal. 100 bets or 100 bits on any of my live streams gets not one but 2 squares. Buy one get one free. So if you guys want to get some Monday Night Football squares, come join me. Hook it up. 100 bits, 2 squares. And it could be up to 8,000 V-Bucks. If you're a Fortnite player, brand new season starts this week. You don't want to miss out. Don't want to miss out on that.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
Dobbs looking like Gollum. Oh,
he does look like Gollum. I've been saying that.
One day Dobbs will find a very important ring and no one will see him again.
Just disappears.
Oh, man. Come on. Why are you going to do the guy like that?
The Dominator is him.
Guys, extra points?
Oh, sir.
Go Cowboys. We need all the luck we can get.
Tighten up.
Man, I need this parlay to hit this week.
The parlay's going to hit. The Cowboys are going to win. I got no guarantees for anybody on fantasy because I feel like I don't have a clue what I'm doing this year. Like I couldn't believe that I blew up this week and I don't have the confidence to think it's going to happen again.
That's how it goes, man. That's why gambling sucks.
Daddy needs a new pair of shoes, right? All the time.
I'm putting in another spread though. If I hit big, I'm giving both of y'all some money to bet with so y'all can try and win it back. But that's if I win again. But I do a spread every week, so.
Yeah, I think I have like $8 left on Underdog right now. That's from the couple I've hit, and then
I got 8 cents
blown away.
Yeah, so I don't need the stress of betting for like 5 people.
Right.
I had 225 before Sunday.
thinking we should take a week and just do all unders, but then that'll get players to start performing again, and then we can go back to overs. Because
the funny thing is, had we gone all unders on the Carolina Houston game, how many? We would have won every bet that we didn't have Thielen in.
I think it's a lot easier to bet overs though, because like you bet an under and it's more. I feel like unders are more likely to go over than.
Yeah, with the way that
Overs are
the
likely to
Texans
stay
have
under.
been playing, I completely expected them to destroy Carolina, and
Yeah.
Carolina have been playing from behind, and
to
that
be
game
fair,
was
Carolina
ridiculously
didn't
bad.
play very well either.
Yeah,
Nobody.
they
It
both
was
played bad.
it was kind of a mid off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the problem, right? You got to have like the Eagles and Washington game, like you said, would have been the one. Had we put those same type of bets on that game, the all overs would have been great because those guys all did well.
But it's hard to bet like that,
The only
Yeah.
one I hit, and it was a push, so I only got half credit for it. Was on the San Francisco game. If I had bet a couple more, like favoring the Bengals, I would have hit higher. But most of my bets were favoring. It was like 3 parts or 4 parts 49ers.
Yeah, because you do those games like that sometimes, and the Eagles could have easily just wiped Washington, and they could have only put up 7 points on the board,
Yeah.
So sometimes you try and find those games where 2 mediocre teams are playing, and it's high scoring, and sometimes you just miss it, But
It was
that's
a weird
why,
week.
yeah, that's why like I don't bet all in. I do it separately over weeks, so that when I do win, it's a big payout. When I lose, I can keep going and going and going and going, So
Yep, it's gotta take a week where everybody performs and I can get back into it. But that's a song for another time and a discussion for another episode.
It was a good week of football.
Let's hope we have another one.
Losing all the gambling, but we'll get it back.
I just want to say that it is an amazing time right now to be a Dallas-Fort Worth sports fan. We got Rangers winning the World Series, or winning in the World Series. We got the Dallas Stars playing and doing very well. The Cowboys doing pretty good. The Mavs, have y'all seen Luka? Oh my God. Holy shit. I'm loving Dallas-Fort Worth sports right now. And that's it. That's all I got.
Hey, the Cavs lost to the Knicks.
And the Celtics are still the absolute
991
juggernauts.
Send me some basketball.
Actually, the Bruins are already on pace to match their record from last season. Let's hope they don't get smoked out of the first round of the playoffs. But
Celtics, spare me.
Best starting five in Major League Baseball.
You guys are seeing some pre activity for some of our off season shows now.
Yes, sir. But in season, stay tuned. There's discussion of a baseball special of the THF Extra Point following up the World Series. So that's my extra point.
Yep. We can have some specials here and there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to awkward wave you out the door. See y'all. Good luck at week 9.